Hey friends and followers, Kennedy Morgan here. How are you? It's been a while since I did a video out of my own apartment. As you know, I'm no longer with Nkulu. I am now doing remote sessions out of my studio here. And if you are in Vallarta, I'm still doing in-person sessions, but I'm gonna have to come to you now because right now I don't have a space to practice out of to see people. So I'm gonna have to do some commuting to see you. So feel free to go to my website at www.kennedymorganmedium.com, and that's www.kennedymorganmedium.com to book your appointment. The main reason for this video though is because I had a question today about the soul's purpose. And I thought, let's address this with people so maybe they can get some insight into, what I've learned from Spirit over the years. And what I have learned is that there is a broader and bigger aspect of the soul, because the soul is much more infinite and much larger than what we can comprehend here in the physical world. We, as individuals, are just one finger of that soul, or one representation of that soul here in this physical world. There are other representations of that same soul in different universes, different planets, things like that that may exist out there, okay? And when we cross over, we go back to that collective soul or the collective consciousness, and we bring with us our experiences, things that we've learned, and what I call the earth school things that we bring back with us. Our mission to be alive or to be here in this physical world is to really have those experiences so that as we bring it back to the collective consciousness or the greater part of the soul, we become closer to what I call the God energy. And now, people may shy away from the word God, but when I use the word God, I'm talking about, a broader, more comprehensive aspect of God in the way that religion may look at it, or in the way that people who say that they're spiritual may look at things, but it's much bigger than that. And that is really what our goal here on this particular lifetime is, to gather that knowledge and gather that experience so that we can bring it back to our greater and bigger and more infinite part of ourselves, our soul, or that greater soul, to be able to become closer to that God source. Now, does that mean that when we come here to the physical world that we have specific things that we're supposed to learn? Well, that gets complicated. And there's a deeper answer to that, but I'm going to see if I can make the answer short here so that the video is not too long. But before we even come to this physical world here, we have already made a contract, quote unquote, if you will, with ourselves and with those beings or entities, or what I call spirit guides, as well as the God source or the collective soul and the collective soul, as to what we want to experience here to be able, or to allow us to become closer to that God source, okay? And now you may think that, okay, what does that mean? That our lives are already planned out for us, there's no choices and decisions that we can make? No, that is not how it works. The short version of it is that in this quote unquote life contract or soul contract that we create, okay, we set out milestones throughout that soul contract. Now these milestones, no matter who you're with, no matter what you're doing, no matter what phase you are in your life, no matter what circumstances, situations, or events, or what choices and decisions that you make, no matter what you do, you will always hit those milestones. So for example, this is a really short example, if you were meant to get a car at the age of 20, okay, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the car, when you're working for an IT company. What happens if you don't work for an IT company and you work, for McDonald's instead? Well, you're still going to get that car. It doesn't matter what choice or decision you make or what path you decide to go into. If that milestone is meant for you, and it's something that you've contracted with yourself, okay, you're gonna reach it. In a sense, the car is the milestone, okay? So that's just a very simple, very basic example. But these milestones that you create throughout your life are designed so that you can experience, quote unquote, the earth school stuff that you want to experience, to be able to come closer to that God source. Now, people always ask me, what about you, Kennedy? Aren't you guided by something greater or something bigger than yourself? And yes, I am. We all are. There's nobody who is an exception to that, right? It is only a little bit easier for me to pivot, transition, change, accept, move through, work through than maybe most other people, only because I am more connected with those things that support me, the energies, the entities, the spirits, the souls, that God source that support me along the way, and in doing so allow me to make better choices, decisions that would maybe benefit me going forward in the future. Now you can do that too. Everybody can do that. It's not just me. It's understanding and being open to those energies around you that allows you to help guide you through those choices and decisions, or through that life process and your soul contract. This is some of the things that I teach in my workshop called Awaken. If you've ever, for those of you who've taken the workshop, you know what I'm talking about, but in the workshop it talks about energies. The workshop itself isn't about becoming a medium or making yourself into a psychic, or learning some things, a few skill sets here and there, and putting up a shingle and saying that you're a psychic or a medium. It doesn't work that way. What the workshop does is it brings awareness and brings knowledge and insight to those things that are around you, and allowing you to, or opening you up to connecting with those energies around you to help you live a grander, broader, bigger, better, more comprehensive, more fruitful, more abundant life. Okay, and it does, the workshop itself does touch on a little bit on manifestation and things like that, but more so learning how to be aware of those energies around you so that you can have access to greater knowledge that you wouldn't necessarily be aware of if you didn't open yourself first. Okay, so if you're ever thinking about taking my workshop, just follow my Facebook page here. Actually, I'm going to be having the workshop here pretty soon. It's going to be online this time over Zoom, so keep following my Facebook page to find out more about dates and times and things like that. Okay, I hope that gave you some insight into the soul's purpose and life purpose and all that stuff. Thank you for listening to me, and please love yourself, love others, love deep, love strong, and just be more understanding and more compassionate to the people around us. Okay, take good care, guys.